Hey, good evening, guys. I just wanted to pop on here real quick before Lindsay and Jess get here. So, you know them both really well. They love to play pranks on everybody, but I can never seem to get a prank done. So my goal tonight is try to prank them. So just be prepared. There may be some crazy things involved in here, and I just want to get their ultimate reaction. At the end, there's going to be a big announcement, and that's going to be my ultimate goal, to see how their reaction is. So stay tuned, and they know nothing about it, so it's going to be fun.
Okay, sorry. Thought there was a at the end. Okay. Welcome back for 3 Honeys and Some Tea. This is episode 5.
Woo! 5.
Yeah.
5.
Whole handful of us.
No kidding.
And I have a surprise for all of you and for these two ladies tonight that they don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a big hit on the last episode, so I thought that I would just, bring a surprise along.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be later on.
Okay.
You guys want to discuss what we're doing tonight?
Yeah.
We're just being random. We're being random.
Yeah.
We are. We got some questions
Throwing it out
ahead
there.
of us and questions to ask.
We're going to just wing it.
Yep. I'm going to start off by, what is your go-to comfort food? This one's an easy one for me,
Go
so I'll
for
just
it.
go ahead and jump right in.
China Gardens.
No, not China Gardens. It is Mom's broccoli cheese soup. That is just
sounds
my heart
phenomenal.
and soul for comfort food.
Mine's probably going to be my mom's enchiladas. She makes the best enchiladas.
Ooh.
I call them enchiladas. I don't know if they're really enchiladas, but that's what they've always been called. You put a fried egg on top.
I've never heard of an enchilada that
I
way.
love a fried egg.
It's an open-faced enchilada.
Oh.
Wow.
I almost took a drink out of my mic.
Wow.
Well, you heard mine, China Gardens.
Oh, I thought you were saying China Gardens for me. Yeah.
Well, I was guessing that we were going to say the same
No,
thing.
that's my when I'm sick. I want
Oh,
China
that's
Gardens.
the game we were going to play.
What?
What's your favorite food at China Gardens?
Not the silver wrap chicken that Lindsay loves.
Ooh.
We can't agree on that one. Agree
Silver
or disagree?
wrap chicken. It's not my favorite.
Egg
but-
drop soup and it is vegetable fried rice, add chicken is the way I order it.
Yeah, you
With
got
hot
me,
mustard.
You got me hooked on that, and the lo mein with chicken.
Yes.
And do you veggies
Veggie
too?
lo mein with chicken.
Veggie
Add
lo
the
mein with chicken
Yep.
and hot mustard.
We are going to play a quick game before we go. I'm going to count to 3, and we're all going to say a word, and we're going to see if we
That was the other one.
can do the same
All
word.
get to the same word.
All get to the same word.
Okay.
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 1, 2, 3.
My
Tacos.
I didn't hear Jess.
Microphone.
Microphone, tacos, and fishbowl.
We are all off.
Maybe we should restart that one.
Okay.
Yeah, let's try
We're not
again.
good at this.
What did you say?
She said microphone.
Oh, microphone. We were all different. Okay, one more
Okay.
time, then we'll move on.
1, 2, 3. Lipstick.
Candle.
Donkey.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Here.
Okay. Candle, lipstick,
Donkey.
and donkey. I thought you said hockey. Okay. Okay. On the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Shrek.
Cast.
You have to. We're trying to get to the same word, so you got to do things that are relatable
You
to
and I
those
have played
things.
this game before, and I am
like
terrible
snow.
at it, apparently.
I know, but it's not about what you like.
Yeah, it is. It's the word that comes to mind.
No, because we're all trying to say the same word at the same time, so you have to say
Yeah,
things that relate to that word. How does snow relate to hockey?
So
It
do I
doesn't.
relate?
It
Do I relate
doesn't.
to your word, or do we
we
relate
related
my
to
word?
all 3 of our
time
words.
out. Time out.
Time.
How the game is played is
I think we need a.
this one.
Hey, we're pretty funny tonight. Look at him.
Maybe we should.
Okay, the idea behind the game is for us to say the same word.
Yes.
It doesn't have to rhyme with hockey.
It doesn't
or-
have to rhyme, but they have to
donkey
relate, so
or-
you get to the same
Yeah.
word.
So if I say snow, you should say cold.
Santa.
But it
Or
was donkey.
Santa.
But lipstick and
They don't
candle.
all have to go together.
They kind of.
Okay, moving on.
I'm very visual.
We're gonna
so
just
I'm
agree to disagree. Wow.
We'll try that again off.
Wow.
We're gonna practice off camera on that one.
Okay.
All right.
That didn't work.
We'll circle back to that.
Okay.
I mean, it did for
Are you-
me, but okay.
It didn't work for you. We
Whatever.
didn't get to the same word.
Whatever.
Next one. You.
I think we need to do a cheers.
Yeah, let's
Back
let's
to
cheers.
Hey,
back
we
to
didn't-
loving you.
We didn't
We didn't
take
do a
our
shot.
normal shot before we
We
started.
didn't.
Benny.
You just watch
Okay.
us.
Don't teach my
You go
children.
ahead and choose the next question.
Let me see here. You kind of caught me off guard. I wasn't ready.
I know.
So here's one. What is your useless hidden talent?
I got it.
Of course you do.
You guys ready? You guys ready for this?
Yes.
It doesn't go straight.
The caterpillar finger.
It doesn't go straight.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was babysitting and I jammed it in a window a long time ago. And
Wow.
If you want to see it in action, it's in her senior pictures.
Wow. Do you know, I actually have one of those too, but it's genetic.
really,
Wow.
we'll do it. Push it down.
I don't want to, mine don't do that. It just sets that way.
Oh, not mine. Mine is. Okay, Jess, what's your secret hidden talent? Kim and I are.
I gotta find it.
I can.
Yeah.
I can quote pretty much any movie I've seen.
Yeah, that
I
is
quote
definitely a
movies
talent.
all the time.
That is a good talent.
That's
'cause
also one of Zach's talents. You guys
Oh.
are both good at that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to white chicks, sign me up.
Yep. Whole thing.
Whole movie.
Ace Ventura movies, Adam Sandler movies, all of them.
Man, I don't know what useless talent I have.
SpongeBob.
She's the one that chose the question.
I know I did. I actually was gonna look this up before you guys got here because I wanted to cheat, but it didn't
Is
work.
the pizza?
Okay, you go for the next one.
You and
Wow.
Sponsored by SpongeBob.
What's
Benny
something
got
you
the
always
joke.
wanted to try but haven't?
Crawfish.
You've never tried
We
it?
tried crawfish at that one place and it was not good.
Fresh crawfish. I want fresh Louisiana crawfish. Straight out of the pond. I'm getting ready to order a 5-pound bag so Steven and I can have a crawfish boil.
Along the lines of fish, I want to go noodling.
Ooh.
That would be fun.
Really?
Where you, like shove your hand
Yeah.
in there and try to like get the fish on your arm.
Pull it out.
Can I do it with
wanna-
a glove?
I mean,
No.
I'm not noodling.
I
then.
don't want my fingernails
not a
to
princess
hurt the fish,
sport.
but I think it'd be fun. I would noodle.
Oh, we're throwing daggers tonight. Tuesday night daggers, people.
It would be dog sledding in the back
That
country.
would be so fun. Like in Alaska. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I would go with you.
I don't
Take
know
me.
what that is.
The dog's on the
Wow.
sled. The dog's like pulling the sled.
In the snow?
Oh, that'd be fun. Wouldn't
It
be
looks
on
like
my
a-
list
The
of to-dos,
Kardashians
but-
did it. You should remember that episode.
I just didn't know what it
That
was
was
called.
when Kim was throwing a hissy fit and she was fighting with Chloe over the
I was gonna say, I was not.
the Bentley.
Wow.
See, I can quote any movie. It's not a movie, but I can quote it.
What are you currently obsessed with? I'll go first. Seafood. I can't quit eating it. I've been on a.
Yeah.
I literally eat crab legs like 5 times a month, and they're not cheap.
True crime podcasts right now.
Oh yeah, that's
Any-
a current.
any given
I
day.
feel like that's always your.
Well, it's just been.
I was gonna say that and
I go down
telling.
a rabbit hole and I just
I
can't
can't
stop.
watch an animal die, but I can watch people die.
Wow.
Like true crime. I don't want to
Yeah.
watch someone physically
And
die.
that is
That's
why
terrible,
I
but-
saved a bunny. We had a massacre in our house at 3 a.m. this morning where our cat brought in
Wow.
3 bunnies, killed 2 of them, and now we have a pet bunny we have to...
You saw how the bunnies went at my house. Learn your lesson.
I'm just nurturing it back to health. Well, it's actually fully healthy,
I have
but...
a question for you.
Let it go.
Back in the day, you used to have a snake, right?
Yeah.
She did.
So what happens if you still had that steak and it was starving to death? What would you feed it and you had no other food?
Probably a hot dog.
You couldn't feed it the
I said
bunny.
you had no other food.
The mice are.
Why do
the
I not
mice
have
were
food?
'Cause that's-
too
that-
small.
Then I
That's
would
where we're
probably
living.
eat the snake so I could live myself if I have no food.
I'm not. You're
Yeah.
missing the question.
That's something else I'd like to try. Snake. I've had
I've
alligator.
had snake.
I've had alligator and it's pretty tasty.
It's a lot like chicken.
This was a good one, and I'm not going to be able to think of it. But what's a fashion trend you secretly love, but you're too scared to try?
Rompers. You won't catch me in a romper, but I try to put Allie in them every 5 seconds and she hates it. Because she goes to school and has to take it all the way down.
You had to go, I know.
She's like,
wow.
they can see me in the stalls.
Yeah,
So I stopped buying them
absolutely.
for her, but I live through her a little.
I don't know. I feel like if I like a trend, I usually try it. Not saying I don't end up hating it on myself, but
I'm like an old soul person. I would love to go back to the old era and dress like that.
like what?
There's a lot
With
of
your
layers.
flapper dresses, and
What's a flapper dress?
it's a dress that flaps.
It's like the fancy stuff. It's like fancy head.
You've never
and then
seen
you
a
have, like,
flapper
little-
dress?
And it's like,
Can't say I have.
yeah.
Wow.
You have.
Maybe I have. I just don't know the terminology for it. But
I got you,
flapper
Kimberly.
just.
I got you.
All right, Jessica. On to the next. We're some boring podcasters
Wow.
tonight. We gotta pick it up.
I know.
The energy is.
I think we need spicier questions.
Okay, yeah, we'll pick one.
What was the pettiest reason you stopped liking someone? You asked for spice.
Wow.
Oh, I don't know if I should answer this truthfully or not. I feel like I need to think about this. You start from
Petty?
that end.
The pettiest reason I don't find it actually petty, so I don't know if I can categorize it. When we were going through IVF, somebody asked my sister a really personal, stupid question, and I now do not like that woman.
None of us do.
Very stupid personal question.
I would have to say, when somebody disses one of my friends, I ain't gonna like you. I don't care if I know you and you're great. I ain't gonna like you. Sorry.
So is that an experience you had?
Potentially. Wow.
Okay.
I'm
I really need to think on this one because I don't know who's all in our audience, so I gotta
It
bite
doesn't
my
matter.
tongue.
I think you told me today that you have to just share all on the podcast, remember?
Yeah, and you said you don't.
I don't.
Where's my cell phone?
So I'm gonna have to say,
Oh, there it is. I'm pulling something from the vault today. I'm
Oh,
living
no.
in it. I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
liven
call a
us up.
friend?
I'm gonna pull
You're gonna
something
phone
from
a
our
friend.
vault. I'm ready whenever you
Oh,
are.
Lord.
I
have
would
mercy.
just have to say, people who are passive aggressive. I've quit being friends with someone who's passive aggressive.
That's a good one.
I don't like that.
I don't either.
I
It's
don't
kind
either.
of annoying to
Yeah,
me.
or like Jess mentioned in one of the other episodes, like the one-uppers. I don't like that.
And don't mess with. If you're gonna mess with a friend of mine, I ain't gonna like you.
Yeah, and I mean I take my friends serious, so if I quit being friends with someone, it's probably for a good reason. It's not usually for a petty one. Keep my circle.
Are you next or me next? I got a good one. I'm gonna just go. You're taking too long. Who's your celebrity bestie in your head and why?
Khloe
Oh.
Kardashian. I don't have to.
That
even
was
think.
really
Wow.
And Chris Pratt.
Weird.
Mine is no. She took mine.
Oh.
It's definitely Khloe Kardashian. 100%.
I didn't take yours. We just have the same.
We
So
do. Mutual.
they're really not celebrities, but you can ask my family any day of the week. I've got several people I follow on Instagram, and I call them my best friends all the time. And so if I'm
Every
telling
time.
a story about something, I'm going to say, oh, my best friend from Texas or my best friend from da-da-da. I know them, they just don't know me.
Yeah, so and then I'll ask her, I'm like, what friend do you have in Texas? And she'll be like, oh, this is her name. And I'm like, and she'll start talking about how famous she is on Instagram. And I'm like, does she know you exist? And Kim's like, well, no. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it's a
not.
one-sided. So we just had this conversation when we were talking about true crime.
I missed it. I sorry, I got distracted.
You'll tell me like, oh yeah, I saw this on my friends, or they use a hair product. One of my
Yeah.
friends in Texas uses a hair product. Let me look up her page, and then you start talking about how famous they are and stuff, and I'm like, huh, that's
Call Dad.
didn't know you had that friendship, but
I do. And one of these days I'm going to meet him.
one-sided.
That's my ultimate goal. If we can become famous on YouTube. But one thing that we're going to have to do is liven it up because we ain't coming famous if we're just sitting here.
let's go. Start sucking it down.
Wow.
Let's loosen up. We need to loosen
Come
up.
on. Okay, you gotta pick another. Are we
Okay.
gonna tell our animal stories? I have an animal story to tell, and I'd like to tell you
Yeah.
about my honeymoon.
Yeah,
I have
actually,
another one.
we
I have
kinda
one
talked
more
about
go-
that. We need to talk about Lindsay's
go for it.
hamster story.
I do,
following
but I
the
do have
bunnies.
one I want to ask. What is the most ridiculous thing you believed as a kid?
Oh
That
my.
you couldn't turn the car lights on the inside when it was dark outside.
That's hilarious.
I really did think like mom and dad would get pulled over or a ticket.
Yeah. Mine would definitely be this house that when we were younger, we weren't allowed to go trick-or-treating at. We always wanted to go because they had Christmas lights every year. And they had like a little, what are those things that you put in your yard that have like a little roof, but they're just to sit under for pretties? Pergola. A pergola in the corner of their yard. And mom and dad would tell us that a witch lives there and that if we go and trick-or-treat there, that they were going to capture us and keep us in that pergola.
She's my neighbor now, and
Yes.
it's funny to me every time we go on a walk. I think of Lindsay.
Yeah.
Every
so, and
That's
I
funny.
drive by that house still, and I'm like, a witch lives there. I think she still lives there, doesn't she? Yeah. And then as an
Yes.
adult,
Yeah,
she
still
used to
lives
work at Walmart, and as an adult, mom would be like, "That's the witch."
So you better be good in Walmart.
Wow.
You should start telling Chuchi that. There's the
She's
witch.
gonna say, and run up and get his candy.
He is gonna, and his chicken.
I don't know if I mean, my folks are pretty honest with me, and so they never did really tell me anything that wasn't true.
I can tell you something that my sister told my daughter that's still,
Stuck
I think
with
she
her.
questions this day. Allie went through the typical
Picking your nose and
my
eating it.
boogers, and Aunt Lenny told her that if you eat your boogers, your legs will fall off.
And so I got on Google and typed in kids with no legs, and then I was showing her all these pictures, and I'm like, Allie, look, these kids ate their boogers, and this is what happened.
Stopped promptly.
She quit.
But the
You're
worst
welcome.
part was we walked into Walmart one day and she's like 3, sitting in the car, locks eyes with me, locks eyes with this guy. He's a double amputee, and I looked at her and I said, "Be quiet, wait for the car." Be quiet, wait for the car. We get in the car and she goes, "Did that guy eat his boogers?" And I said, "Absolutely."
Absolutely.
I do remember one thing that my folks
And it
told me.
worked because she does not eat her boogers.
And I think my grandpa actually told me this too, is if you drink coffee, it's going to make your poop sticky. So I think that's why I never drink coffee.
My poops are not sticky, and I drink a lot of coffee.
I drink
With
a lot of
extra,
coffee.
is it dark, just plain?
No.
Then you don't drink coffee.
Almond milk and some creamer. The other ridiculous thing my parents used to do to me, I, as a kid, loved steak. And when we'd go down to Crazy R's, obviously steak is super expensive, and I was a kid, and I would never eat the whole thing. So they would tell the waitress to bring out a hamburger patty, and they would hand
All
it
the
to my
steak.
parents and hurry and cut it up and hand it to me and tell me it was a steak.
Wow.
No, it was a hamburger steak. They told you it was a hamburger steak.
That's funny.
Regardless, that's
I
disrespectful.
knew for a long time and didn't clue you in.
I sent this to Jess earlier because they were traveling and going through, I think, the Eisenhower Tunnel, weren't you?
Yes.
And my folks always, and I don't know if I still do it to this day, that you're supposed to honk going through the tunnels. Always. And every time we went anywhere, if we went through a tunnel, my dad would always honk. Every time.
We did it on the way back. Just so you know. We
I
did it.
still do it with
And
my
Liam
kids whenever
still
we go.
loved the tunnels. 10 out of
See?
10 for him. 15 out of 10 for him, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Tunnels were a hit on our trip. We
All
went to
right, so
Moab
we're
this
going to
weekend.
jump into, Kim wanted to jump into a
Did you have something?
animal story.
No, go ahead.
What
Animals.
was your
I think
animal?
animal stories are
I
great.
thought you were
So
going
let's
to
go
go
from
for
Oh,
there.
hamster,
okay,
and then
I'll
I'll
go
tell my
first.
backstory.
So back in the day when we used to have what was called Just Ponds and
No.
more on,
It was also known as Lucy's Aquarium for the
oh yeah,
early 90s.
yeah.
but when I bought it, it
You
was
bought it?
No, it started out as Lucy's Aquarium, and then Lucy retired or died, one of the two, I don't know.
Oh, God rest
And-
her
I can
soul.
still smell that if I think hard enough.
Yeah. Well, then another guy bought it, and he called it Just Ponds and More. And we had owned the video store at the time, so I constantly, every day, was running down there to just look at the animals. I've always been into hamsters and all kinds of whatever I could find. Anyways, so I go down there and I buy what's a little hamster. Well, then I got there and I was like, it needs a friend. So I went back, asked my mom if I could
Thank
get
you,
another one. I
Dave,
had
for
two.
making me a
And they
drink.
said they were both, oh my God. They said they
you,
were
David.
both males. Well, I got back to the house.
They
We
weren't.
had the two males, and it was a male and a female. And long story short, we ended up having 24 hamsters.
Lindsay,
They
it
kept,
was-
no, it was
Wow.
24.
It was in
I
the
remember.
40s.
No, it was 24.
Call Mom.
I remember.
Call Mom.
Call Mom.
I will
Call
call
Candy
Mom.
right now.
It was 24. But
It was in the
regardless, they kept reproducing. The moms
Well, no
and the
kidding.
babies, they all kept reproducing.
But
so we had
they
like 6
reproduce before
cages.
They're old enough to be able to tell like what gender they are. They would reproduce with their mom, their sisters.
So then I had
It
my
was
friend
nuts.
Carly. We were going on a skiing trip, and I left them with her. Like, we only had 5 at this point. We had taken the other ones to Colby to their store when they had it. And I told Carly, whatever you don't touch them, because if you touch the babies, the mom will eat them. And Carly's like, whatever. And she touched them. Mom ate all of them, and she called and had to tell me that all the hamsters except for the mom are dead.
Wow.
I don't think that's the same story I'm talking about. Because we ended up taking those hamsters, I'm pretty sure, to Denver.
No, we took them to Colby.
Oh.
Hello?
Mom, when we had the hamster...
You're live on 3 Honeys and some tea.
Yeah, you're live on 3 Honeys and some tea.
Wow.
And,
Oh, really? Am I?
yes.
What's my autograph?
How many hamsters did we have when we had the hamster outbreak?
Oh, my God. Probably 30.
All right,
It was
so
24. I remember 24.
I feel like 47
And
is speaking
What-
to me.
I feel like your mom.
Does that count the one that... Does that count the ones that Carly took care of in the...
yes, that
Mama
counts the
ate 'em?
ones. Yes, that counts the ones. And also, one of them, we came home
had
and
it,
it had
like-
hung itself in between, like it was like a kind of like a bird cage. It had
was
stuck its head through
traumatizing.
and hung itself, and Mom was bawling.
Well,
All right,
Mom
Mom,
probably
we
shouldn't
appreciate
share
your
that.
Reaching out,
No
trying to
animals
get-
were harmed purposefully during this
No,
incident
we had
of
good
caring
intentions.
for.
We started trying to
But they
like
were.
quarantine them.
We're gonna have activists. We need to
Yeah.
make sure
All
no
right, Mom.
hamsters
Love
were
you.
harmed.
Thank you for your input.
Lindsay was actually Lindsay
kidding.
was
Love
trying
you,
to
Kendi.
save
Okay,
them.
bye.
But she didn't want the guy to
Love
just
you,
like
bye.
let him go or like take him to be fed to snakes or anything. So Lindsay was trying to like do something nice, and then she brought him home, and they just kept reproducing. And we had
You
him
were talking about the
quarantined in
pinky.
cages.
Were you talking
No,
about
that's
the
different.
pinky?
No, that's a different story. We'll
How long
circle
did
back.
you guys have them?
For a while.
A while, some
I
months.
mean, we had in our basement.
They just
we
kept
had, like
they kept
10
reproducing,
cages.
and so we kept getting more cages and
We'd
more
get
cages.
fish tanks and boxes.
And like they're only pregnant for like a week, and then they have
And
the
they
babies.
can have, like,
they
they
were
can-
dwarf hamsters.
They would literally like be born and like get their mom pregnant in like 30 seconds. I swear to God.
And
because
then get
the
their
mom
sisters
was knocked
pregnant.
up before the placenta was delivered. It was crazy. I've never seen something like that in my life.
I'm googling how long dwarf hamsters are pregnant
Well,
for.
while we're on that subject, while Lindsay's got the bunny, I told her to listen to or learn from my mistakes. We thought getting two bunnies for Allie was a good idea. Well, they would just scratch us, and they just
When they first initially bought the bunnies, me, Mom, and Dad, and Steven were all laughing because I'm like, this is not going to last long. And Dad was laughing his ass off.
we
He's
tried.
like, no,
we
it's
gave it a
not.
valiant effort. Zach and I bought literally.
None of us said anything. We
If
just
you
sat
could
back and watched the
imagine
shit show.
the Kardashian version of a bunny house.
Mm-hmm.
Zach put it up on stilts so we could roll it in and out of the garage when it was nice weather. We'd put him outside.
It was a
When
nice
did you
one.
have
we
those?
bought
That was the
bunny
house on
balls.
Walnut.
Yeah, we bought bunny balls.
It
and
wasn't
let 'em
very
out in the
long, that's
backyard.
why.
We took care of them so good. We gave them carrots and celery, and like they didn't just like live off bunny food. Like we fed them, played with them, snuggled them. They hated us from day one. Scratched Allie, gave her rashes on her chest.
Ungrateful ass
And
bunnies.
they were ungrateful. We were actually very
were
good to those
ungrateful.
bunnies. We loved them. Names were what? Phoebe and Piper?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Sure.
Piper.
Piper and Phoebe.
Yeah.
And they were so cute. One was gray and just really cute, and the other was white with black spots. So cute. No, they weren't for us. So we gave them back. Somebody else rehomed them from there, but then we
That
got
was
Kev,
nice.
and that was a good
That's all it took.
good decision.
That was a good buy.
We love Kev. We got him from Alexis. Who did we get him from?
Not Alexis.
Pablito.
All right, on the next one.
So, can I tell my bat story?
Yeah, we wanna hear it.
It really is not like a pet story, but I have to tell you this because it's quite comical. So, it was around October-ish, Halloween time, and I like to always decorate my place with pumpkins and whatever. And Freeman had brought me down a big stock of corn stalks. And so I had them bundled up and set by the door because they looked all cute and stuff. Well, a couple nights go by, and Dave, like, he gets up and he's like, there is something that is flying around at night. And I'm like, oh, you're full of it. It can't be, no. So I'm not kidding you. We go like a couple nights, and finally the third night, he wakes me up. He goes, there's something flying around in this house. So I get up and I'm
Is
like,
that at this house?
Yes. And he goes, I can feel it like going whoosh right behind. So I was just laying there quietly, and you could hear this dang thing flying around. So Dave and I got up in the middle of the night, and we're mission. We're gonna get this bat out of the house.
How'd you figure out it was a bat?
Because that's
They
the only
probably
thing we could think that
saw
was
it.
flying, and it would only
And
come
it was
out at night.
Well,
Fast.
they're nocturnal.
Yeah.
I'm a
So I don't know, we saw it or I don't even remember how it all went down, but it was actually, used to have a picture that hung up there. Mind you, Tiffany Fisher made that for me, and I actually still have it, and it was a wooden one. Well, we figured out that the bat was hiding behind that. And so I opened the door right here, and at the time, this was our living room area before we remodeled. And I told Dave, and there was a wall like right here, and I said, okay, I have a blanket. I do have this videotaped.
Oh my! I want to see it.
I have the blanket, and I said, okay, I'll get it out. And I said, just kind of swish it out, and you can. I mean, literally, it's probably 2 o'clock in the morning. Dave gets it. He pulls the picture down, and the bat falls down, and he throws his shirt over it, and he gets ready to like pick it up nice and careful. And mind you, I'm over close to him, videoing and laughing at him, because it's like, if you've ever heard of a bat noise, that is the most creepiest squeak.
What does it sound like?
I can't even tell you.
Can you reenact it?
No. And so, literally, he drops the bat. He drops the whole thing.
The sound of a bat right
No,
now.
I can't. He drops it
Like that?
and I was afraid that it was going to get loose, so I take my blanket and throw the blanket on top of this coat and this bat. Dave
I would
hurries
love
up,
to be a fly
sweeps
on
it
the
up
wall.
and runs out. I'm like, wait, I want a video. You're letting it loose. That SOB got loose and away he went. That was our bat
You
adventure.
didn't get rabies from it.
I know.
Wait, Mom and Dad had a bat in their backyard too.
Stella
and I
brings in bats.
Oh, it was inside my
Mom's
house.
Well,
Shih
then
Tzu
I
would
wanted
catch
to
bats
like
and bring them in
examine
the
it,
house.
so I hurried and put a laundry basket over it. And this little girl used to come in Mom and Dad's backyard. They lived right next door. She'd come in, and I was taking a nap one time, and I woke up and she's just staring at me. And
The bat?
No, the little girl. The bat was not staring at me. And all of a sudden, this thing started
I had to.
started flying around, and she's freaking out, and it's just her and I. And I grab a laundry basket, and I'm on the phone with Mom, and I'm like, there's a fucking bat in your backyard. And I catch it.
Why would you catch it?
Because I wanted to, like, examine it. I've never seen a bat in
They
person.
could give you rabies.
Google.
It was underneath the laundry basket, so
Google
I'm
it.
down, like, looking at its wings and, like, down
Sorry.
down looking at it, like,
Just search bat on Google. It will suffice.
wait, you need a little something else in there.
He's getting it.
That's all right. Dave's getting it. Thank you, Dave. Best bartender I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I need to watch. Watch it.
Do you need
A little bit more.
Kind of like
All right,
good.
while we're taking a break, I'm going to go ahead and bring out my surprise.
Oh boy.
So
Here we
this
go.
was a hit on the last podcast, so I thought I'd take everyone down memory lane. And I brought my Awana.
Oh, here we go.
And you know, I wasn't as successful as I thought my childhood remembered. I only have one badge here.
You don't even have your
Um,
name on it.
We're just
Oh,
gonna.
here, let me move so you can get in the video.
Oh, I'm getting in the video.
Does it
He's
still
gonna try
fit?
it on.
You know what I think the accomplishment actually would be is if it still fit.
Oh, I'm sure
To
it
me,
will.
that's an accomplishment. Put that baby on.
Just wanted to
Do you
show
and
off.
Steven like role play with this?
Yeah. We say a bunch of verses and then we get going.
I'm so proud of you and
Oh.
jealous at the same time.
Look at this.
Now that you have your Awanas hoodie, can I have my softball hoodie back from high school?
Looky.
Doesn't even have her name on it.
Look
See?
at all these badges. Okay, there's only one, but I don't remember that.
And what's
So
this supposed to be?
One out of 8
I think Mom was
possible.
supposed to put my name on it. But
$5
got
says
the
these are super
American
glued.
flag
They're
here.
not stitched. They're super glued.
Don't find out. This is freaking worth some money.
That one came with the vest.
Awana's Club.
That one
That
came on
is
there.
awesome.
So,
You look like you're going
what
bowling.
was that about not being religious again, ladies?
Nobody said
Because I don't
anything.
see you guys walking around with one of these.
You wouldn't catch me dead.
I'm
in that.
proud.
What does this say?
I mean, how do I know?
read this. Can you read this out loud?
Truth and training clubs.
How do I know you didn't get that through the thrift store?
This
She did.
smells like 20 years old. How about you smell it?
I
and
don't
you
want
tell
to.
me.
If anything, it smells like that square pink perfume that we used to wear from Victoria's Secret.
It actually
That
smells
pink
like a
square. I know you all remember
box.
it. Pink square, and it just said pink on the front.
So, that was,
It was-
my
that's
surprise.
good, but she wore that forever. You know, I'm just really glad you brought that out.
Yeah,
it
me
needed
too.
To, it
I
needed to
made
make
Mom
an
go.
appearance.
I called her last week and I said, "Hey, I need you to do me a
I
favor,
need you to
please.
be a solid Kendra.
I know you're watching my crazy toddler, but when you get a free moment, could you run downstairs and go through our memory box and please find my Awana's vest?"
That's awesome. That's perfect.
And I did have a Quam one too, I believe, but we didn't look that hard.
I also went to science camp at the Lutheran Church for 3 days but I'm not a scientist, so let me just clarify that. Went to science camp for 3 whole days.
Wow.
You don't have a vest to prove it.
Oh.
Proof or it didn't
I'm
happen.
pretty sure I have like a homemade rocket made out of a toilet paper roll, though.
You know, I grew up in a really
This thing.
I grew up in a
Judgmental.
really small town, so we weren't privileged enough to have Awanas and stuff like that. But on a speaking of small town growing up, I have to share this with you guys. I was actually doing some reading in the newspaper from back home, and they're actually going to start a toothbrush factory in my hometown.
Wow.
And you know how many people live there?
Is it Colgate?
They're wanting to. I said, no, it's one of their own.
Oh.
They're going to call it. Oh, let me think what it was. I can't remember.
Sparkling
Crest
shine your smile.
2.0.
No. The good old.
Shiny Teeth Co.
Laughing
They're
gas
going to
on
call
us.
it Joe's. Joe's toothbrush.
You know, I'm really happy for you. And
feel
you
like
know,
the
I
name
feel like we
Joe
need to
doesn't
support
really say
and go
tooth.
to
That
Joe's.
is my hometown's name.
Yeah, don't diss the
knock it.
hometown.
I feel like, no, I just feel like the name Joe reminds me of somebody that doesn't have teeth. So I feel like they should name it after someone like.
She's talking about, I grew up there. I have teeth.
That's not who she's talking about. Let's move on from this subject.
No, I'm
But I feel
I'm
like
not done talking.
Joe is like just your average hillbilly that works at the gas station.
All right,
that
Dave, can
still
I have
pumps.
another one? What would he do without Dave?
So,
I'm going to throw you guys a zinger.
go for it.
Yeah, throw it. Let's do it.
Bring it. First off, that was a joke. You guys really believe me? They're gonna do it.
I didn't think so. I'm like, that's a tiny ass
toothbrush
town.
factory.
But
Yeah.
we went to Mount Sunflower. Our next adventure is going to Joe's because I
We
want to
will.
see where Kim grew up,
Guess-
and I want us to all wear cowboy boots and Wranglers,
Okay.
and I want her to
Not
walk
Wranglers,
us.
They're Rockies.
Rockies. And do you have horses we can ride?
No, they died. But Agnes is buried out back by the tree. I'm not kidding.
Steven
Poor
and them have a
Agnes.
shit ton of horses, but they're all untrained, and so he doesn't let me ride them. And I would love.
What was his goat's
But-
name?
It was his donkey, and his name was Dollar, and that's because they bought it for $1.
Yeah,
They still
do
have
you-
Dollar.
What?
Do you know that I
What
could
was his
probably
cat's name?
find a horse for you to ride?
Panooch.
No, it was
Wow.
Panooch. I can tell you.
We won't translate that.
Call Steven.
I think
well, I always tell people
Because
when they
I
go.
remember
Palooch.
because no, it's Panooch because Allie learned that a nickname for her coochie was called Panooch.
I think it was
that was her
Palooch.
first. It wasn't vagina. It was Panooch.
So there, I just need to finish my story. Just so everybody knows.
Steven's busy tinting, so I'm gonna
dang
call
it,
his
I'm
sister.
not
Keep
done.
talking.
He's working hard.
I'm just gonna prove a quick point.
It was Panooch.
So I always tell people they always want to know where you're from, and so I try to explain it to them. They're like, "Where is that at?" And literally, it is a town. I always tell people it's about 100 people counting cats and dogs. Best
Hi, honey.
place ever.
you-
Don't
even have,
don't
like,
talk
a
like
gas
that real
station?
quick. Hi, Jayla.
Did you have? I'm sure you had a poster.
We're doing our live podcast, and Jess is arguing about what your guys' old fat cat's name is.
Okay, his fat. Wait, which one? Because we have Palooch or Fat Cat.
Just
We have Palooch and we have Fat Cat.
you have who?
Palooch?
Oh,
Palooch.
My whole life.
Thank
it's been
you.
a lie. Allie's whole life.
Okay, I love you guys, Jayla. I'm so excited to see you, but
Well,
we're
we-
live on podcast, so I'll talk to you
I
later.
wonder what
okay?
a Panooch is.
Can I make a comment? This is-
Palooch.
This is all nice and
I
all
apologize.
nice. Are you ever wrong?
No.
Okay,
I mean, clearly, I just
a Leo.
proved my
She
point
never
that I'm not.
I just was curious.
I mean, she's arguing with me about what my husband's family cat's name is. So I feel
That's
like
fine.
that's, you know, I'm
just
probably
was
going to be
curious.
right.
Panuch and Paluch is pretty similar.
It is.
I know, but
But-
if you know Spanish, you know that
Well, I
Panuch
don't look like
isn't
someone who knows
coochie.
Spanish.
We're not married to Spanish people.
I can pull my
But yet Jess
pantalones
claims
up.
that she is 1/8 Puerto Rican because her
Yes,
nephew
she's a
is.
Tia.
My nephew is Puerto Rican. That makes me an eighth Puerto Rican, and I don't care who says that.
You do.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, well, just don't go around talking about panuches because people aren't going to know what you're talking about.
Well, if someone
don't
wants to
need
throw
to.
down about somebody brown, I'm going to throw down because I'm an eighth Puerto Rican.
The whitest
where are you gonna
eighth
throw us?
Puerto
You're gonna
I'm
Rican
the,
you'll ever
I'm the
meet.
whitest Tia you'll ever meet, but I'll throw down for my nephew and my brother-in-law.
Absolutely.
I'll throw hands, both of them.
Thank you, Dave. I didn't even thank you.
What you got a something you wanted to share?
This is just a random one. Kegels.
What about them?
They're tiring.
Thoughts on Kegels?
You probably should do them.
I try
when
to
you get old.
I try to do them after I had Norian. I try to do them like daily, but they're tiring. It's almost like an ab exercise.
I saw something on TikTok the other day that says they should have been called puss-ups, and I love that so much better than Kegels.
Push-ups.
Why are we
That's
not
awesome.
calling them that?
I don't know.
Well, that's the new name.
Well, the
They're
next time my
puss-ups.
patient tells me
You're gonna say
that, I
guys take the stage. I
I
need
pee
my
when I
jacket back
cough,
on.
I'm gonna tell him you need to do some puss-ups,
need to do some push-ups.
and I'm gonna send him to PT for some puss-ups.
That is good. That's a new
I'm
name.
never calling him Kegels again. You
That's
will
good.
never.
that word. It sounds.
I do too.
I just like push
It's just such a missed opportunity.
That's awesome. That's good.
I
good,
know.
Good
I
one.
I thought that was great.
Sorry, it was a little chilly.
I got another zinger when you're ready. So
Yeah.
when we get
sing
a
us.
when we
Bring it
get a
on.
little
Sing us,
dull.
baby.
Are you sure? Are you
Yeah.
ready for this?
I'm ready.
No.
Sex locations.
Wow.
You ain't ready.
What are you wanting to know?
Wildest places, best places, all of it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go with the wildest place is the high school art room.
I think I'm gonna have to raise you on that one.
Plug your ears. My son just walked in the door.
Yeah, Ethan, we're gonna be incredibly. What did he say last week?
I don't know. Make us some croissant. Some.
Corn dogs.
You left the door wide open, sir.
Okay, tell us.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell you as soon as he steps away.
My
Okay.
husband's gonna kick my ass for this, but the high school high jump mat.
Okay, that's not one upping me. That's pretty equal.
Oh, I got one up on
That's
all
more
of you.
private. Mine was during class.
I'm not done.
Lord forgive me.
Chiropractic office where I once worked.
With the
Oh.
chiropractor?
Was it over a desk? Or
No, it was
Was it on the back cracking table?
absolutely.
Did you have the shockers on you?
did your back crack?
I ain't gonna tell.
You can't not tell.
Did my back?
Was it by the chiropractor?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's why I asked. I was like,
I don't know. Oh, okay. Okay.
So were you guys like,
All right,
one of
next
you had a
round.
hip out and you decided to just
I
go?
ain't telling.
You're like, it's already out.
You
Let's
didn't
keep
ask
going.
those questions.
Oh, I'm asking it now.
Well,
Next round.
did you
Move on.
Yeah, that was
Um,
good.
Mine was
So-
in a public elevator, like an elevator that's on the outside that opens to a strip mall, and you walk in, and then it takes you up a level.
You need to
good
go
old
somewhere
classified.
for a little bit, please.
You need to put your Awana vest back on and talk to Jesus.
Call your dad. Go to. We're in the middle of a podcast, son.
Yeah, we're live.
McDonald's is not good.
Call your dad.
Get us some
Hey,
freaking
I
garlic
had
chicken wings.
I had a McCrispy today and it was delicious.
Oh, wrong one.
Just one. Though. I'm going to count the deficit. Trying to say,
What's the next one? You got another one?
oh, I can throw them out here if you want.
Throw them out, sister.
I don't think we're done with locations though.
Oh,
Oh no, we're not. Kim, you're next.
I don't know if I should say anything because I'm in
Kim,
my house.
Whisper.
Your parents or your
Whisper.
children know.
And if my mom watches this,
Your mom
Oh,
don't
come
care.
on.
Your mom
driving
probably
down the interstate.
Me too.
mine tops it a little bit. We had jet skis behind us on the back, and we were swerving a little bit, and
On a 2-lane with
And
deers
our-
everywhere.
our horn
remember
was
that
honking.
story.
The horn was
Bodie was honking the horn.
Okay, we don't need
the whole way.
reenactment.
Oh, I'll take one. I want to see one.
The
Yeah, go.
viewers.
You be you and Kim will be your partner. Let's see it.
Oh no, I'm not doing that.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
Chug that milk. Get that
'Kay.
calcium in.
All right, Jess, your next location.
Oh, God. Don't put me on the spot. Come back. Circle back to me.
I'd have to say in a hotel room next to my parents while my dad had his CPAP on. And I forced my husband to roll over. This is like, we'd only been dating for like a year or so, 2 years.
Oh my
We roll
Lord.
over. Mom and dad are sleeping in this bed and we're in this bed and I force him. He's like, no, we're not doing it. I'm like, oh, Jess, we...
Okay, when you said it brought back memories.
But keep in mind,
Same,
so
but
my
with
dad's
Zach's mom
over
in
there.
the
So
same hotel room.
we're over there trying to be so quiet, and Dad's CPAP is.
Well, at least there was some noise.
At least he was
I mean-
oxygenated. That's what matters, right?
Yeah.
I really.
I could go on and on.
I
with
could
this.
too. I can't share anymore.
Come on, one more, Kim.
My
embarrassing
favorite of
us.
Lindsay
Quit being
and
a
Stevens
prude.
is always they sneak away during family events. Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, my basement, somebody's bathroom. I think it was Dan and Sasha's bathroom at like Thanksgiving. I just outed you.
We were thankful.
Wow.
They were
We
thankful,
were
grateful,
thankful.
blessed.
Well, I'm glad.
A couple Christmases ago, it was my basement bathroom. If we know Lindsay and Steven are gone for any reason, they're being thankful, grateful, blessed. And hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Cheers.
I seem to remember another time for Lindsay. Why do I remember Lindsay's events but less?
That's what
of
I'm
mine?
wondering.
I'm like drawing a blank because I'm embarrassed.
She's traumatized.
Which
No,
doesn't
she's
happen
not.
often. One time Zach and I lived in a 2-bedroom apartment in when we were going to college, and her and her boyfriend snuck in the window, locked us out of our own bedroom. Yeah,
I don't remember this.
I do.
I'm trying to
Lindsay.
think of either which.
It was the
boyfriend.
one on Franklin.
We don't need to.
It was the house on
I don't
Franklin.
need to remember either, but I just don't remember this.
Must not have been memorable.
Next question.
I remember it because I had to wash my sheets. I was worried.
I'm gonna have to go with Kim on Sunday to ask for forgiveness.
You better put
after
your
this.
vest back on.
That vest.
Feeling
I
really
swear to God,
unholy.
I need documentation. Do you have a picture of when you were little that we could share?
I'm sure.
Because I just don't.
She's
it
always loved the
doesn't even have your
limelight.
name on it. So how do we know it's yours?
Yeah, there's no name.
I was dedicated to
I think you got
Awanas.
it.
I went every Wednesday
For how
in
long?
Quam. Years.
It's because mom and dad were
Awanas.
sick of her and they dropped her
No,
off.
I loved it. I went right over
needed
here
a
to this
break.
school. To
It was
north.
this church right across the street.
It was north. No, it changed locations a few times. And I went
They
to
were trying to get rid of
Quam, Kids with a Mission. And I was on a mission
For what?
to find
your next
to
sex
find
spot?
Jesus.
He
I
was
found
behind-
him.
He was behind the couch the
And
whole
he was
time.
there. And I made a lot of good friends there. And I have got a lot of good memories and pictures with my friends there.
Well, why? Are
And you know what?
why are you so defensive?
Because you guys think I'm unholy.
No, I don't. I don't
You're
think that was
constantly saying that to
ever
me.
said. I'm not sure where
It was
you pulled that out
assumed.
of. You can't assume.
I pray in my head
Excuse me.
very
sinning-
frequently.
Assuming is a sin.
Yeah. Could you make an ass out of
You
you
sound
and
like
me?
my husband. You're
Well-
always assuming things.
You can't assume.
All right, let's do another fun topic. We're done with this list. It's boring.
Hey, I came up with sex locations and Kegels, so you're on
I
your
don't even know
own.
where my phone's at.
Do you want me to throw a smower out there?
Yeah.
What about ghosts and aliens?
What about them?
They both.
Do you think they're real?
Absolutely. 100%.
Not aliens, ghosts. Yes, I've experienced.
I
some.
hope aliens come and get me someday.
I don't know about
me off
aliens.
this planet.
There's been a lot of like extraterrestrial shit going on in the US of A in the last couple of years. I don't know if I fully believe it.
No.
But I wouldn't really say I believe in ghosts either. I would say spirits. I
Okay.
believe in.
Well, yeah.
Same thing.
That's
No,
same
it's a
thing.
little different.
No,
Okay,
it's
it's a little
ghosts are
different.
like shackles and a bed sheet. Ooh.
Ghost is the same thing as
Same
spirits. Yes, it is.
No, because
It
I don't
is.
think everyone turns into a spirit.
Why?
I think some people can choose to either go to heaven or stay here as a spirit.
You
Oh,
can
no.
still go to heaven and come back as a spirit.
100%. I think
Can you?
when
Yeah.
stupid
You don't
stuff
know that.
happens.
I do.
No one knows
I
that.
do that because I see
No one
signs.
knows.
Bullshit.
No one
I seen
actually
signs
knows.
from my father, so I'm gonna beg to differ. And you see
Nana.
signs all the time from Nana.
I
so
do.
don't tell me that you
I do,
don't
but
think
I
they
think
go
if
to heaven and come
Nana,
back.
if Nana had a choice, she would have stayed here to watch over all
Well,
of us
all
instead
of
of
them
going to
would.
heaven.
She's working 10 times harder up there, keeping all of us safe than she ever did down here.
I think
Absolutely.
every
A
single one
lot.
of them. Actually, I'm gonna say this. and you guys are going to probably disagree with me, but they don't have that sense of sadness like we do. I do not believe they have that sense of sadness. So them wanting to come back is probably not as important to us as them not being here.
Yeah. And my Nana has always said, we've gotten into so many deep conversations about religion, because my Nana was a little more on the religious side, but she didn't really even attend church, but she was religious.
Have to attend church to be
You're right.
religion.
You're right.
Religious.
Me. Yeah. And she used to say that she thinks that living on earth is hell. And,
I agree with that. You know what?
When we pass, it's a much better
Absolutely.
afterlife.
100%.
I don't know
It's
if
a
I
form
believe
of
in it
hell.
either.
I can see where that's coming from.
I don't think it's a form of hell. I mean,
My babies are
Have you
here.
been to hell?
no. Have you
Well,
been
yeah,
to?
I agree with you.
But we also, no matter what it comes down to, is we truly, no one actually knows, and that's what fucks me up here. No one truly knows unless you're dead, and maybe even when you die. My parents have always used that as a threat to us, for everything that we do. They tell us, like, when growing up, my parents were not religious. My mom had to go to church when she was younger, but growing up, our parents were not religious, and they
went
didn't
to church.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me just.
They did.
Let me
Had to go
just.
to
hold on.
insert
Let me
this.
finish.
We actually stopped going to church when Lindsay was born because she
a hellion?
embarrassed us at church.
My
Because
neck
she
was
cried
out,
so
and I
much.
cried for 6
It
months
wasn't her
straight, and I was
fault.
having migraines.
Time
But
out.
back
Her
out,
fault.
back up.
But we were actually very holy. And
Oh!
they're celebrating
It's
us.
a party
See,
in
there's
the
a sign.
USA.
I'm telling you, we're talking about Nana, and there was a sign right
there
there.
you go.
Nana's up there with her giant keyboard, like on the movie Inside Out. She's like,
She is.
pushing buttons. She is constantly
She
up there
is.
working.
For the
That poor
longest
girl
time.
I
never sleeps.
had something important to say, and now
do too.
you bitches made me forget it.
Well, I'm
I'm
gonna
just
say
saying,
it.
we went to church until you were born.
Oh, yeah,
because
that's
we
where I
couldn't
was
go
at.
anymore. We were doing the thing.
Go ahead.
Well, my thoughts left my body.
We'll
Can I
circle
make
back.
Can I make a comment on taking kids to church?
Yeah.
Take them.
Yeah.
Take them. It don't matter if they cry. That's what makes a church. You have to
Yeah,
have
but
kids
Lindsay's
there.
was different though. Like she was.
Mine was, I was
screaming.
in so much pain,
She
and they
was
didn't know what it
hurting.
was. Like, I cried
Hers was not just like a
24/7 nonstop.
whimper. Yeah, it wasn't.
It was a
whimper.
different story.
Hers
It's
was
Jason-
like I couldn't be in light. I couldn't
She had
be.
headaches.
No one wanted to hold. I was having migraines as an infant because when my mom was trying
do
to
you know?
push me
When
out
she was
because
born C-section, they pulled her out.
chiropractor
And
told
it
them.
dislocated a disc.
and so I had a dislocated neck thing for like 5 months,
6 months.
6 months,
I
and my
remember.
parents wanted to yeet me, but they didn't. Thankfully.
Instead,
And,
I do seem to remember them
Wow.
taking a
like
box of
I
ice
couldn't
cream.
be in
Wow.
light. No one could hold me. My mom and dad used to drive for like 6 hours at a time
They
in their
tried
old
everything.
beat up
Bless their hearts.
van
They never
all the
shook
time.
you once. I never saw them.
I think I
bless
would have
their
shook
hearts.
me. I'm just
I'd have
kidding.
shook you.
You know,
I'm just
Jason
kidding.
got.
I would never.
Jason
kick you.
screamed and cried, but she got pulled out of church by her dad and come home, and she got a damn good licking, and that was the last time she ever acted up. But it wasn't due to neck injury.
Yeah, she wasn't a newborn.
No,
Yeah,
she was a
Lindsay
shit
really
in
did.
church.
I'll give it to her. She
I was
wasn't- it wasn't her
born in
fault.
pain, and now it's just the pain has continued through my almost 30 years of
Well,
life.
Benjamin Bunyan.
Yeah,
you're
speaking of that, look at this wrist I got all bruised up. You guys see that
Wow.
wrist? Look at that, baby.
What'd you do?
I freaking smacked it raking last night.
It does look like it hurts. I will give you that
It
much.
is pretty
See, that's
freaking
why I don't
sore.
do yard work.
Well,
It's
the yard
dangerous.
ain't gonna do itself, so we
That's
had
right.
to.
We have to do it.
All right, what's another fun conversation? We got too heavy there. We're not.
I think
over
it was
here.
good.
I think Ghosts and Aliens
I
is
did
fun.
too.
Right. Oh, this is a fun one.
Well, let's circle back to Ghosts and Aliens. though.
I
Oh,
did
yeah,
want to
you're
finish
right.
saying
Literally
something.
yesterday,
Okay.
Allie and Papa were sitting in the car. My grandpa picks Allie up from school, and he takes her to dance. And they were just sitting in the car waiting for dance to start, and a little feather just flew in and landed right on the center console. That's Nana.
Every
It's
time
Nana.
I
You will
see
never not have me convinced.
a feather or a penny, I always think of my dad. Always.
Me too. With Nana, I always, because she used to work at a bank, and every time I find one that's like, it's heads up, I take it. But if it's not, I flip it over for somebody
I
else
take
to
it
find
anyway because it's still a sign.
I
from-
don't take it.
from
It's
God.
I always flip it if it's tails, though.
I will
for
tell
somebody
you
else.
that, like when my dad first passed away, that was one thing I looked for signs all the time, and it's like you gotta stop. You gotta stop looking for signs because they're gonna come when you least expect it, and they do. They
They do.
honestly
They
do.
definitely
Let me
do.
tell you about signs. So my Nana passed literally a week before Lindsay's baby shower, and I had put I hosted her baby shower, did everything. I had this beautiful fully glass etched sign that was for the baby shower, and it was on the top shelf in my pantry. Nobody could reach it. I couldn't even reach it. I had Zach put it up there so we didn't break it till it came. It was sitting up there, and we had left for some reason for the house. I don't know. We had left the house for some reason, and we came home and it was laying flat on the floor in the pantry. Like, it's like maybe I had set it up there, just not safely so. I don't know, but I swear she like caught it and laid it down on the floor for me. Like, I saved your ass once again.
So,
swear to God, because Lindsay's
anytime
I wanted her
anything
baby shower to be perfect, despite everybody's like situation. We were all going through absolute just
hell.
Yeah,
hell
it was not good.
in that week, and I just wanted that day to be perfect and not sad and not. And this was something that I wanted them to keep forever because it was like, welcome to Lindsay and Steven's baby shower. Like, I don't know. And I swear, Nana.
you know, I always say that too because my dad passed away on April 12th. Jacelyn was born on April 11th. I really thought I was going to have her on his day of passing. So to me, that's unique. And then my nephew, his birthday is the 30th of November, and my dad's birthday is the 29th of November. So I swear he had
He did it.
some
He had
play
something
in
to
all
do
of
with
that.
it. Absolutely.
That same thing
I love
happened with
it.
My grandpa Chuck. I was born on the day he passed away. So my grandma Missy always said, "Oh, you brought sunshine to a terrible day." Like she.
I always wonder
that's
if
why I was
like
her favorite.
if that's where the reincarnation comes into play. I've always questioned
Could be.
reincarnation. I don't know
Could be.
if I believe it. I don't know what I believe most of the time.
Do you
but
think it's like you reincarnate as a
question
person or an
things.
animal or?
I don't
I
think
don't
that.
know. I'm curious about it. I don't know if it actually happens or not, but I do follow these people on TikTok that they talk about how like there's different dimensions to our world, and there's like you always come back but sometimes you trade places with the people in your lives, and like that's why like my mom and I are a lot alike in like our what would you say, like our like how we live our lives, like very strict with cleaning and stuff like that. Like at one point mom could have been me, and there's like things like that they line up with, or like that you have like an instant connection with, like friends, like you could have been my mom in my last life, or you know, just like situations like that. And they go into a lot more detail than I just did, but stuff like that. And it's not that I don't ever say I believe in this, it's just I question this, or I don't know. I'm just open
What did that
to
start
hearing.
with? Because I had something really good to share.
I just hope I come back as one of mom's dogs.
Reincarnation.
If I die before mom, I hope I come back as one of mom and dad's dogs.
Yeah,
because those are some.
They get cooked
pampered
chicken
pooches.
every night for dinner. Every night.
Cooked chicken
For
in
every
the crock
meal.
pot, cooked chicken in the crock pot.
That's all she
And
has at home, though,
you
to
must
take care of.
Salt it before it's given to
Also,
them.
a crazy 2.5-year-old. Liam
Well,
and Allie has 5,000 events going on.
But she still feeds the kids with chicken and salt if they want it.
No,
yeah.
she feeds the dogs.
But the
I know.
dogs
These
get
dogs are
they get
pampered.
chicken out of a crock pot for every meal.
You're keeping a bunny at your house.
And you saved hamsters.
And once again, that's what I'm talking about. Like I get that shit from my mom.
maybe
like,
you'll come back as a hamster and you'll get eaten.
Although, hold on, I got a funny story too. No. Okay, go.
Okay, it's quick.
We're warming up, guys.
Dave always says that, like when someone passes, time doesn't exist. So there is no time in somebody passing. So like say for instance, and I have to believe, I believe it somewhat. So like my dad passing, he doesn't understand, in his mind, he's only maybe been gone for a minute or 2 minutes, where in our life, it's been 21 years. So they don't have that realm of time.
I could see that. I could believe that.
But
Next
if
life.
they're like watching over everything, they have to see like people growing and changing.
Yeah, but they don't. That's
They may not
happiness to them.
recognize
That ain't
it.
sadness.
I choose to believe that Nana sees everything
Yeah,
that Norian's
I do
doing.
too.
Like she's not missing a beat.
All right, we're getting too deep.
Just
Unless
Lorena?
y'all want me to end up in tears
I'm
here,
gonna get
I
it.
think
I'm
we
gonna
need to
get
move
tears.
on to a
Move
different
on.
subject.
Moving on. Wow.
What's
right.
something not many people know about you?
A lot.
I'm
A lot of
What-
things.
what would I like to share?
What
A
I
lot.
think is so funny is people probably think that they know me because I post so much on social media, but like I post what I want to post. You don't know shit.
I consider
What
myself.
don't we know? Share it.
Not you guys. I'm talking about the world. You guys know everything.
that's
If there's anyone besides you guys, Steven and Mom and probably your husbands.
What
Y'all
what
know
does
everything.
the world know then? You got something to share?
I'm
we
trying
don't
to
know?
think of something fun, not something deep, because we were getting all deep there for a minute.
It was fun though.
Thinking
It
about
was.
Nana.
It was good. Actually, I think we should go back to conspiracy theories type of thing. Not your those other ones that you said you didn't want to talk about. You said you didn't want to talk about them.
I'm gonna throw one out here,
We'll
and my
talk about
husband's
them.
going to literally be so embarrassed by this.
Okay.
I think NASA.
The world is not flat.
I think that NASA
Or the
and
world
space
is flat.
all bullshit.
Wow.
We haven't been back to the moon since they went.
Have we ever went to the moon?
What's the point of going to the moon? Why are we spending billions and millions and
They're
all
not
this-
Billions
anymore.
and
They haven't
billions
been
of
there.
dollars.
and billions? Why?
So you don't
Why
think
do we
Neil
care
Armstrong
what's on the moon?
walked on the moon?
We can't
I don't know
live there.
Neil, and I've never talked to him. And they have a proof of a guy floating with his tiptoe barely touching it. So
But they've also got lots of movies or like videos of people faking being in outer space
How do you know?
because it's all fake and they show you.
did you ask ChatGPT?
If you didn't chat GPT it, is it real?
Oh, do you want to go down that road?
I'm not a flat earther. I just don't believe that NASA is doing what they say.
Of course
That's-
not.
No, they're never going to tell
Like,
us all the details.
I'm married to a pilot. The Earth is round. Okay, I'll give you that.
Is it?
He doesn't actually know. He's never been to space. He's been to
Why
Midwest
do you have to be to
Kansas.
space to know it was
But
round?
I'm saying like
I don't know, to actually see the whole thing.
I'm just saying that what he's
Zach knows the whole autonomy of the world because he's flew through Midwest
He
Kansas.
threw the haze and back.
Hey, he's gone to Texas. No,
He
did
went to
go-
Monkey Island one time.
Yeah, that's
Wherever the
Texas.
hell that is, I don't even remember. Anyways,
Shit ton of
Oklahoma,
monkeys.
is it? I don't know.
I know I was expecting more monkeys, but I just think that they're spending a
always
lot of
wanted a pet
money
monkey.
on other things and saying they're going to space. I mean, you could fake it. Universal
Yeah.
Studios, you could fake
Like the
going
whole
to space
freaking
so
video of
easily.
Katy Perry
Time out.
jumping out and
Like,
kissing
I'm
the
gonna
ground.
throw
With
a wrench in all
how
this.
easy is it to fake stuff?
Well, now
Where's that money
technology's
going?
come a long,
a long
ways.
way. That's true.
And why do we care what's in space? It's a big black hole.
Then why do we care that
Yeah,
they're
like we
you
can't live
guys
in
think
like
there's aliens?
any of stuff out there.
I don't know if
Because
there's
I
aliens.
want them to come get me.
will never tell
Relieve me.
someone there's aliens or there's this until I actually know. But no one actually knows any of these things. So I'll never be the person to say this is real or this isn't real or this exists
So
or not.
this is
Until I
way
know
off
myself.
the subject.
Until I have a Snapchat of it, I'm not saying it's real.
Can I have a minute?
Yeah. Jump in.
Speaking
Kimberly.
of speaking
why
of
you're in the
monkeys,
middle.
speaking of monkeys, I just have to share one thing that whatever
monkey
the
in
questions
the
we
middle.
asked. I used to always want a pet monkey growing up. I mean, I literally lived and breathed that. And you want to know what my parents got me for Christmas one year?
Did they get you a monkey?
A fucking stuffed monkey. It was not the same. I'm not kidding you.
Talk
When
about a
I-
letdown.
When I lived and breathed it, yeah, we need this. I was scarred for a long time. I really wanted a monkey. I could take one today and
Well,
be fine.
I
when
love a sugar
all
glider.
3 of your kids are out of the house, I'm going to buy you a monkey.
I have a bunny. It's similar. Do you
Look,
want it?
No,
Pinky swear me.
monkey, bunny
Pinky
is not
swear me,
similar.
I will buy you a monkey the minute Bitten graduates.
Can't
I will
wait.
I'll bring it
I
to
don't
his
ever want to rush.
graduation party.
I don't ever want to rush it away.
You know what you could get though, also instead of a monkey, is a sugar glider. Have you ever heard of those?
Yeah, they're like mini
They're
monkeys.
so sweet.
I mean, I would do that too.
Our little courier guy at my work.
Has one?
Yeah, he has one. He brings it in. He like shows us.
Are you
yeah,
kidding
Her name's
me?
Sasha. He brings her in a little banana pouch.
We're
It's
gonna
the
pull
most
this
adorable thing
out.
ever.
You guys,
He's
you
actually
guys
not
all
our
heard.
courier
Jess
anymore.
said that once Spitten graduates, that she's gonna get me a monkey.
How about a sugar
I'm gonna
glider?
get you a sugar glider
Okay,
because
sugar
a
glider.
monkey
They're like
is
this big,
A
and
monkey's
they're so
kind of like a
cute.
newborn.
You have to change their diaper and shit.
I will buy
If you
a
want a
sugar
monkey,
glider.
come take care of my 2.5-year-old because that's
You
pretty
won't let
fucking
me.
similar.
You never ask anymore.
Because I haven't been.
I don't care. Don't make an excuse.
because her cabinets are done.
She.
No, I
Amen.
made her come help with the cabinets.
She don't call me either. I don't get no Tia days anymore.
I mean, truth be known,
She's a hog.
I love you.
You know, I work 40 hours a week and I don't get to see my baby except for evenings and weekends. I'm not giving up that time unless I have to.
Okay, well, when you had your cabinets, I still didn't see him. I had to FaceTime and distract him using all the AI.
That was one time.
I'm
I
pretty
sang
sure
Old
you get
MacDonald
people
until
to
I lost
watch
my
your
voice.
children when you go do something, and I don't get called no more.
Who do I ask besides you or Jess to watch my child? No
Jess.
one else
And your
watches
mom.
my child besides you, mom, or Jess.
Exactly.
Ever.
See, they get him more than I do.
Or your child, Jacelyn.
I
and that's
swear,
because we're
I
doing
think
something
you have
together.
Choo-choo more than I do.
Only because she...
When was the last time you had Choochie?
I think we should mud wrestle in a pool of pudding for him.
Absolutely. Let's do
I'll
it.
take you down.
Yeah, because you saw how
Wait,
Mommy
you
and
probably
Minnie
will, because
pictures
I'm-
went
I
today.
know your weaknesses. I'll take you
My
down.
child, we did Mommy and Minnie pictures today. He went face down in the grass and just laid there. It was
Oh,
Did
great.
she take that
Stop.
picture? We need
Yes,
that.
she did.
Oh.
He was phenomenal. He's 2. Give him grace. He was phenomenal.
He could have
Big,
done. I gave him a
cheesy
3 out of
smiles.
10. That's what I
Give
told
him
Jess
grace,
on the way over
she
here.
He is 2.
He needs to give me some
Ooh.
grace.
He does, but
We're about at an
he's
hour.
2.
This has gone by so quick
I know, it always
tonight.
does. It always does.
Okay, next question. What do you value most in a relationship?
I got a few things.
I do too.
I got requirements.
I don't just have one.
I got requirements.
I mean,
Okay.
I've been married
Start
for
it.
20
better
some
be-
years.
Yeah, you've been married the
You
longest,
better
so
be
you go
a-
ahead. Oh, Jess's.
Oh, sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
no, go
Just
ahead.
kidding, you go ahead.
started, Go.
No.
Go, Jess.
All right. You better be a 50-50 parent. I am not trying to parent these kids 100%, and you're over here like, pff, no.
Yeah.
Zach is 50-50. Changes diapers, makes meals. I could leave today and be like, hey, I'm gonna peace out and be gone for a week. My kids are taken care of. I'm not worried.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
50-50 parent.
That's a good one.
Also, humor. There has to be humor and fun.
Yeah.
You guys have fun?
Yeah. We have lots
Wow.
of fun. Just
a
we
little
just
bit.
spent 5 days in Moab. We had
I wish I
Wow.
could do that with my eyes like you do. You always do that. I don't know how to do it.
Do what?
Wow.
I don't know how you do it. Like you, like.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Also, you can't be a jackass. Those are my requirements. Funny, not a jackass, and an equal parent.
I know you guys are going to give me a lot of
Say it. Say it with your chest.
faith. And
right.
I've learned that over the
I'm
years.
not gonna give you shit
If
for
you
that.
would have
Give you shit
asked
for that.
me 20 years ago, I wouldn't have said that. But it is important.
That's okay.
And I see,
You've
and that's
grown.
because of my children.
Okay? You've grown.
So,
You have to say 3.
Yep. Gotta say 3, minimum.
I've been married for 20 years.
So there's a lot to say.
I mean, we just have a. I know and Dave will I can see his facial expressions right now. I could read him like a book, and he never thinks I can, but I can read him like a book.
Oh, yeah.
And that drives him nuts sometimes because that man will be telling a story to himself, and I'm
And
like,
he's
"What are you
very
talking about?"
passionate when he's telling his
Yes.
stories.
What are you talking about? And no, this is a story that he talks to himself. And he's like, I didn't say nothing. I said, Dave, you just had a complete conversation with yourself because his lip is moving and everything. But I don't know where he's going with that. But I can read him like a book.
But
I
we
want to
love
be able to
Dave.
have a
And he makes great drinks.
he does.
I don't know. We just make it work.
bartender.
I want to be able to vibe with one another and have. I do like the equal opportunity side of stuff as far as parenting 50-50.
Yeah.
I think that is huge. Although I did have a
I didn't
meltdown
do this
yesterday
by
because
myself.
nobody helped with anything and they just expected me to do it. And sometimes when you do work 40 hours a week and then you take care of stuff, you just.
But I will
sometimes
say
just-
there are some things as a mom you feel like it's your obligation
It is
to do.
You're the only one to do it. Yeah.
You know, like, or
And a
in
good
my
father.
circumstance, I want to do something. You know, like, I don't know, we think about things differently
Well-
than men do, and some things are more important to us than they are men, and we want them done the way we do them, or
I don't expect him to go through the kids' closet and be like, oh, they fit in this, they don't fit in
Right.
this.
Right.
I don't expect that. But
everything would be yeeted if I did that.
I mean, like
Yeah.
a team player is huge. I can tell you when I was going
100%.
through respiratory school, I could have never done it without him because I had Jacelyn was 5 and Ethan was a toddler, and I could have never done that. And that was a passion that I wanted to do, and he supported it. So I think that's important.
Truly.
They support your dreams, and I
Yeah.
think you have to support each other's dreams.
yeah, that's a big one.
absolutely.
I think mine are definitely like Steve and I grew up very different, and working on to create different habits or different, what is the word I want to use? Like accepting change and doing things differently. Like he's just showed me he's taught me a lot of things and being a better person and just always like self-reflection, I should say, like always willing to
And you learn from one another.
self-reflect and learn from them, because none of us are perfect. And I think it's good that we point, sometimes we like nag each other about the bad things, but sometimes I think it's good, because then if someone doesn't point it out to you, you don't know it's annoying, or you don't know that it's rude or whatever. So someone who's willing to self-reflect and make changes to become a better person.
One other thing
Is
that
a
I
big one
forgot
for me.
is
Yeah.
I feel like it is very important to be able to agree to disagree, because
Yeah.
there's sometimes that, you know, you have an opinion and he has an opinion, and it's okay to have different opinions, and sometimes I do think that is huge. Dave and I like to have our own opinions, and that's why sometimes we butt heads a little bit.
Zach loves NASA. I don't.
That's a part of marriage, though.
I like space movies.
If you marry someone who's exactly like you and you always agree on everything, then there has
That's
to be
boring.
one person in the relationship who's not truly expressing how they feel, or they don't feel comfortable
Right.
like they can express how they feel. Because, sorry, but no one has a perfect marriage. And if you never
don't
have
think you
any
should.
issues or never have any like
how you
disagreements, someone's not expressing how they truly feel and being walked over. And you have to have tough conversations, but you have to have that partner that's willing to fix it and say, okay, what can we do to make it better? And that is definitely a requirement.
And that's how you grow.
Yes. And that and being funny. I mean, Steven is hilarious, and a lot of people think he's shy and quiet because he's not a group type of people. That man don't shut up, but
He's a one-to-one kind of guy.
he not even a one-to-one. I would say like
He's got a lot of thoughts and opinions.
he
and
does.
I love listening to him when he gets on to like one of his little
Tangents.
Yeah, I just sit there and just listen. I'm like,
I mean,
Yeah,
he could
he's
like
right.
tone it down on like the details when he's explaining a job. I have to know every detail, how he did it and how the pipe was put together. That stuff that could be left behind.
Dave
a
does
little
the
bit.
same thing, like I should
Drives me
know.
nuts.
And then I start talking
I
about
love
like
him.
respiratory stuff, because he don't have no clue either. And
yeah.
you have a passion,
Right.
he has a passion, and that's why
Right.
you get along so well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
that-
one of my things I struggle in. When I go to work all day, I don't want to talk about work.
Yeah.
And I don't want to talk about what I did. I lived all of it all day long. I want to come home and talk about, like, how are you? How are the kids? Like, what events are we doing? Those type of things. But Steven loves to tell me what he did at work in the fullest detail amount possible.
Well, and what's different is the three of us can't normally. I mean, Kim can now, but like normally we can't talk about our day.
Yeah.
We kind of have to be like, you know. Oh,
Yeah.
It was a good day. It was a bad day.
I mean, I'm not
You know,
saying
we
if
can
I had a
talk.
bad day, I'll come
We
home
can
and,
talk
like,
about our
bitch about
days.
it. But that's
Sure.
not something I want to bitch about to Steven. I'll bitch about to you guys. Unfortunately,
Right.
we FaceTime enough that I'll bitch about my day being shitty or something to you guys, or busy or whatever.
Tea talks more than
Yeah.
just on Tuesdays.
But with Steven, I want to talk about, like, what plans do we have coming. Like, there's just always something. Like, we're always doing something, going somewhere,
Yeah.
whatever. I want to be able to have that open communication and, yeah.
We just took a 9-hour car ride on Sunday, and I don't feel like we turned the music up once. We just talked about random stuff the whole way home.
Oh,
That's
not
pretty
me.
cool.
I'm a part of that. I'm turning on some Shania Twain and,
Singing.
you know,
Tuning.
and you know, Steven has adjusted. He starts. He knows the words. He starts singing with me now.
Oh my gosh! Actually, let me just circle back to that. I lied. From Lyman on, we did a throwback, and we like picked every other song.
Yeah.
And it's just like something we listened to in junior high school. Something I will.
We do that.
That's one
and
thing
it was so fun.
I feel like is fun to do. Like, name that
Yeah.
song. We do that all the time.
Yeah. Steven
not
is
good
big
at
on
that.
music, so we listen to
Yeah.
music, but it also, I feel like that was his comfort growing up. He didn't have family support for shit, and so he I don't care, they know it. And
If they don't, they should.
so I think he relied a lot on music, and that is a big part of his life is music. He's never he'll be brushing his teeth and turn on music to listen to it while he's brushing his teeth, and I'm the opposite, because I'm like, I need silence for 5 seconds. Like,
He can't do a task longer than 2 minutes without some type of music.
yeah, he
Yeah,
does.
has to have
So
something
it's,
going.
and I love music too. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, that's just a big part of our life is music. We're always now Choo-Choo's dancing.
Comes by natural.
He's a thug.
So before we close, are we going to close? What are we
He got
at?
his choo-choo ching.
Oh yeah, we're at a minute. So I have something I need to share with you guys.
Sure.
So these guys don't know. So I didn't say anything to them, so it's going to be a big surprise.
I'm scared.
But I had to write it down because I knew I wouldn't be able to say it. So, here it goes.
I'm scared.
I am too.
So before we end today's podcast, I need to be honest with everyone and with you all. I have, like I said before, I haven't told these guys, and I'm going to apologize because I haven't told you guys beforehand, because sometimes I feel like that I should tell you, but I didn't. But
I feel like you're chalking something up to be really crazy, and it's going to be so minimal just because I
my
know
heart
you
is.
and it's
Do you
funny.
want to feel my heart? It's racing.
I feel like mine's racing right now.
Oh, it actually is. It's thumping.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So this wasn't easy, but after a long thought, I feel like it's important for me to step back from the podcast. I feel like I just want to kind of go. Podcast has been my passion. You all know that, right?
I feel like you're full of shit.
Yeah, I feel like this is an
Do you
April
want to
Fool's.
feel
going.
my heart?
This is
right?
a late
I
April
did.
Fool's.
Keep
I'm gonna be
going.
sad.
This was your dream. Keep going.
Yeah, you just bought this new sound thing. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, all
Let
this
me
just
finish.
came on Amazon. We're
Listen.
listening.
Hold on. Let me find the right
See.
button.
Keep going.
Just let me finish. I wrote it out. So I have decided to step back. I really just want to do a solo podcast. There are so many things that I really want to talk about. Why are you laughing? This is sincere.
Because I know you're full of shit.
I really want to talk about it. And I just don't feel like I'm vibing. I'm kind of at older age, and I don't feel like I kind of fit in. So with that being said, I still want to make appearances. I know we have the 3 honeys and tea, but it's not funny.
Yes, it is. Kim, I know you more than most people.
Bought our new sound machine.
Well, I bought it for my podcast. I plan to have guests on there.
Keep going. Feed us your line of bullshit. I love you, but I know you
My
better.
heart is broken.
Keep going, Kimberly.
I'm
You're gonna have to
shaking. Do you
hold
see
your
me
mom down so we
shaking?
can
No,
beat
because
her
your
ass.
half-naked
But
son is making
I'm
another
hoping
appearance.
that you guys will let me make appearances on the podcast and do things with you guys.
Is it because we made you sit in the middle again? This was not our idea.
I just feel like that would be appropriate. But on the end, I mean, let's close out for next week. My plan is to kind of do 2 more, and then I'm going to go off on my own. I'm actually working on a name for my podcast, so I'll make sure I share it with you all.
Did Zach come up with this name too?
No.
You're
I'm still working on it.
I saw that.
You guys think I'm crazy. You wait when I'm not sitting here. And you're in
Is
your...
this a true crime podcast?
I think
only?
she's trying to reel in our subscribers
Yeah, she is.
by this move.
Do you
Go
want to
ahead.
see my paper?
Say April Fools.
I wrote it down.
This is a shocker to us
I like how you
all.
put y'all.
Why can't I say you all? I mean, that hurts.
Yeah, take a drink, Kim, because you're full of shit. Yeah,
Okay,
Dave.
say it.
I need a beer. I think we should bring Dave on here.
It's true.
Let
Kim,
me check my heart rate.
Dave, does your wife not have the best poker face you've ever seen? She has a good poker
Listen.
face, you have to admit.
I'm serious.
You're not going anywhere. You're full of cacao.
I will make appearances, so
Cacao
stay
weenie.
tuned. We'll
My heart
still
rate
have
is
a good time.
104, and I have a heart condition, so
I know,
April
mine
Fools
is
or
too.
not.
My heart
Mine
rate is 70 probably because I know she's full of cacao. She ain't going nowhere. She just bought all this fancy
Yeah,
equipment.
for my podcast. Why do you think I bought it?
Yeah.
I bought it for my podcast.
She's going to send us a Venmo request after we leave.
Do you guys feel the love? Because I don't.
Love you.
I love
You're not going anywhere. Don't take her serious. She's full of caca. She could win in any poker game she plays. She has a good poker face.
She might have rope and duct tape on her at the next episode, but she's gonna be a part of it.
She might think that she has us fooled, but we know she's
Wow.
She'll
full
be
of
here
it.
against her will.
With that
We love
being
you guys,
said,
and
I'm
we'll
gonna
see you next week.
see you next week with
With
the girl
Kim
that likes to
sitting between
overtalk
us.
everything we say. Love you.